thing, and this is the truth. Generic messaging is a waste of your time. It's a waste of your time, because if you tailor your marketing content and your message, like I'm talking to you about here today, you're going to attract higher quality leads and you're going to shorten your sales cycle, especially when you're doing launches or you're in lead generation mode or things have dried up more than the frickin' Sahara.
Welcome to the Master Your Business podcast, where we bring you the best in branding, marketing, and customer experience strategies. I'm Deirdre Martin, your host. And if you've been asking yourself how to level up your growing business, your marketing, your customer experience, or how to make more of an impact with your brand, this show is for you. You'll discover actionable tips and insights to help businesses just like yours gain clarity and illuminate the path to success. Train with industry experts, learn sales and marketing strategies, business and mindset hacks, and be inspired by authentic entrepreneurship stories. As your host, I share the no-nonsense advice that accelerated my journey from boring bank manager to industry thought leader in marketing and customer experience. Learn how I made the leap into the world of six-figure success, digital courses, keynote speaking, and co-authoring a #1 bestseller in just 1 year. Together with interviews from industry experts, this show ensures you're seen, heard, and hired by your ideal clients. Join our growing community of subscribers and let the Master Your Business podcast empower you to tackle your most significant challenges on your path to business success. Don't miss out. It's your turn to learn from the best and master your dream business.
Sometimes leads, inquiries, and sales slow down. It's perfectly normal. But sometimes it even feels like you're talking to a brick wall, or that you've hit a brick wall when you're trying to reach those new clients. Maybe you're after crafting emails or social media posts, or maybe even you've paid for ads, but all you're getting is crickets. And often the reason why is because most of us are stuck using the same message for everyone. This is a rookie mistake that I've learned the hard way. So I'm going to share with you how you can reach more leads and better leads by transforming your communication game. Because this episode is going to be like your roadmap to unlocking a whole new level of connection with your audience. Okay, let's break this down. You've all heard of the buyer's journey, right? It's awareness, consideration, decision. It's a little bit like dating. First, you catch their eye, that's awareness, maybe across a crowded room, like I did with my husband. I did a double take when I first saw him. And then you make them curious, that's consideration. And finally, you sweep them off their feet, and that's the decision. But here's the thing. If you're still in the dating game, I don't know what your situation is right now, but imagine you're still in the dating game. You wouldn't use the same pickup line at a coffee shop that you might use at your best friend's wedding, or would you? Okay, so first, let's talk about the awareness stage. Imagine your ideal client is scrolling online. They're overwhelmed with options. They mightn't even be looking for the solution that you provide. They mightn't even be aware of the problem that they have. So your message here, when you're creating your content, needs to be more of a beacon than a sales pitch. Because if you're selling to somebody who's not even aware that they have a problem, there's a total and utter disconnect. So what you need to become aware of are what are the pain points that they don't even know that they have yet. What is keeping them awake at night? And if you lead with empathy and understanding in this type of content, what's going to happen is they're really going to be like, oh, is this person inside my head? And then what is going to happen is they're going to want to follow you. So what I find works really well for this type of content is stuff that's really informative, and the behind the scenes content, your personal story, things like that can be really good for this. But what's so important is that the headlines and that the visuals, that can be a graphic, it can be a photo, whatever, it needs to be shit hot, okay? It needs to stop the scroll. It needs to be so good that the people who don't know that they have the problem yet are like, oh my God, I had this problem and I didn't even realize I had that problem. You know what I mean? Okay, The second stage is the consideration stage. And this is where people are like, okay, I'm aware I have this problem, and they're checking it out. And they're maybe looking for solutions, or they're like, oh, that's something I need to do. And they mightn't be ready to make a decision yet, but it's at the back of their minds. In the consideration stage, the goal here is to pique their interest about your offers. And what I find works really well here is to share stories about your past clients. Those are kind of case studies. Could be highlighting then that your client's transformation from working with you, that sort of stuff. It shows your expertise, but actually when you share case studies, you're keeping it conversational and you're making the hero of the story your clients and not you, okay? And in the final stage, that's the decision stage. And this, up until this point, people are not hesitant, but at the decision stage, this is now where they're like, oh shit, I have something to lose if I go ahead and do this. So you need to make it easy for them to be able to commit. And this is where you hit them with the hard, cold facts. Things like, what make you different? What makes you different? What's your unique selling point? Why should they choose you over the competition? And seriously, if you're saying, we go the extra mile, they fucking expect that, folks. They expect that. That is not good enough. Going the extra mile, everybody expects that. So clearly state what your unique value proposition is and make it easy for these people who are at this stage to take that next step. So what you want to do here is address their fears head on about your offer. And you can do that by maybe talking about a guarantee that you have, payment plans that you offer, or maybe even a free trial for whatever it is that you do, and then they get their money back if they don't like it. Something like that, something that is going to make your offer so freaking irresistible. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, Deirdre, I don't have time or the headspace for all of this. Trust me, I get it. I know you're busy. You're running your business. You're doing the delivery. You're doing the sales. You're doing the marketing. You're doing all of the things. I get it. But here's the thing, and this is the truth. Generic messaging is a waste of your time. It's a waste of your time. Because if you tailor your marketing content and your message, like I'm talking to you about here today, you're going to attract higher quality leads and you're going to shorten your sales cycle, especially when you're doing launches or you're in lead generation mode or things have dried up more than the frickin' Sahara, okay? Think of it as an investment and not a chore. Now, personally, I've experienced this multiple times for both myself and some of my clients whose content my team and I create for them. So for one client, for example, who never really posted on LinkedIn, we came out with a bang on LinkedIn with a statement, a headline that was a statement about the industry. Things that most people within the industry thought, but would never in a million years say. And we came out and it was so bold and disruptive, but it was a hard truth. And that post, when we said that in that post, we got about 143,000 impressions in the space of a day or two. And a whole bunch of new people following this particular client. And that was awareness. And that was the goal to begin with, because this was the first post. We're not going to dive in and say, hey, work with us. Because who the fuck are you? I've also personally shared posts about how I used to charge €50 when I started out my business, but that one of my latest invoices was for 36 grand. That sort of thing. Now, again, totally true story. But if you've been listening and you're like, Deirdre, I love your podcast, but there's no fucking way I'm paying you 36 grand, don't worry. Don't be alarmed. That is my high ticket offer. And that is a total and utter done for you, one-to-one service for a one-to-one client. But the moral of my story is with this is that I shared the steps that I used to go from charging €50 per hour to be able to send out an invoice for a value of 36 grand. Does that make sense? And that was what intrigued people, captivated them. They're like, oh, how if she did that, how could she help me do it? So it's that consideration stage. Another one that I've shared that's worked really effectively for me is about Business Accelerator and how I was putting up the price. This is the decision point ones where I was putting up the price and the price went up. Last year it went up and I'm putting it up again this year. So if you're interested in Business Accelerator, now is the time. But yes, the point is that the price was going up, and in my post, I shared case studies or testimonials about results that people got and mentioned how marketing without a strategy is like shooting in the dark. And again, that got a ton of people messaging me to inquire about Business Accelerator when I posted that. So you see, strategically speaking to your ideal clients to meet them where they're at along the buyer's journey is a really smart and time-effective way to move your followers along the journey that you've created so that they become your paying clients. Now, it would be remiss of me to say that's where the journey ends, because it's more than awareness, consideration, and decision. There's a whole after party, right? And the journey doesn't end when somebody buys from you. And most people make the mistake of just stopping it there. So you may have a happy customer, but don't get complacent, is my point. Keep the love alive with regular check-ins, exclusive offers, and opportunities for those happy customers. Because here's what most people forget. Your happy customer is your most powerful marketing tool. They really are. Okay. So that's it, folks. Before we wrap up, though, I've got a freebie for you, my brand new messaging breakthrough toolkit for service providers. It's packed with templates and examples to get your messaging working better. So just head over to www.deirdremartin.ie/messaging workbook and you can download it. And hey, if you found this episode helpful, please rate, review, and follow the Master Your Business podcast on your favorite streaming platform. And I'd love to hear from you too, folks. What kind of topics would you like me to be covering in the upcoming episodes? Let me know. Send me a message on LinkedIn or Instagram, or reach out to me via email. Let me know. Until next time, keep mastering your business.